Like, I have seen some niggas mess up some bread in a amount of time that's just not possible.
Yeah.
Like, messing up six figures and a lump sum of money in a matter of months.
And it's actually common.
And it's common. It's more common than uncommon.
Yeah.
For some, because, like, money should never be.
That's why they say, like, you lose it the first time you get it. You lose it the first time you get it, and when you get it back,
Yeah,
then
you learn
how to manage
If you
it.
even able to
get it again.
Right,
Yeah.
that
when's
first
the
fumble
odds
might
you
take
getting
you
it
out.
again? Yeah.
That first fumble might take you out,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's why it's like very important for me to, like, to lay the foundation out for sure. Like, okay, there's no point of me telling you how to do X, Y, and Z if your ass don't even have a foundation to stand on. Like,
Right.
when I get this shit, I'm a maneuver, because a real hustler can maneuver with 100,000 better than a nigga with 10 million. For real. Like, if somebody just gave somebody 10 million and then somebody else gave a hustler like 100,000, that hustler in 5 years is gonna be way stronger. Like, he gonna flip that 100,000 and be somewhere else in 5 years. That person that got that 10 million might be dead.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Like straight crashed out.
Right.
Because there's no foundation there. You can build a
Right.
mansion on the dirt. As soon as something crazy come through, that shit gonna be blown away.
Gone, yeah.
There's gonna be, right? If you don't have you build up a, you know, just to kind of like use it in an analogy, like, you can, like, if you want to, like, build it for cheaper, you can build a mansion like on pier and beans or just the ground. It won't be able to go through anything at all. It looks good from the outside. It looks good for a temporary. It looks good for, you know,
Hey, Margie.
a year or whatever. But, you know, you can build like a regular ass single family home on a foundation, and that shit gonna last for a long ass time.
Right.
A long ass time.
So, okay, so since you kind of want to go down the foundation route, like, what do you feel like is like a foundation to even start being financially mature and responsible?
That's a great question. Being emotionally in control. Being
Right.
emotionally in control, because no matter what way we slice it, like, the existence of life, everything, if you, like, want to get into the nitty gritty of it, the only thing that kind of moves us are emotions, right?
Right.
Being
Yeah.
able to be emotionally in control. Therefore, you have to emotionally understand yourself. You can take two routes when it comes to this shit. You can be aware and understand what you've been given and what you need to unwire and kind of amplify yourself, or you can kind of take more of the egoic mind. Like, if y'all know the word ego, right? We all know the
Right.
ego. We use that,
All the time.
or we use that
Overly.
like, it's not accurate at all. The way that word, what that word means, where it comes from, the way that we use it is just so far off of the truth of what it actually means.
Right.
It means like a mind state. The egoic minds mean that you only see everything in a individual perspective.
Right.
When they say the world revolves around you, which a lot of people kind of grow up and think it does, it doesn't at all. You operate in the egoic mind state, and you only see things from your perspective, limiting yourself, right? Period.
Right.
You have two routes. You can take these two routes. You can take the route of where you think you know everything. You're gonna be complacent, and you're gonna be at that same level. No matter how many blessings come to you, or you know, the challenges that you face, you're gonna be at the same level. Or you take the route of awareness, which requires you to grow, you know, experience humility, you know, humble yourself. No matter where I've been at points in my life where I'm thinking I'm at the top, and something crazy happens, and now I have to be able to sit with myself in the mirror and was like, hey, you wasn't where you thought you were. You need to do the legwork. You need to, you know, reinvent yourself. You need to rewire yourself to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, is like, you need to be in control emotionally. And, you know, a lot of people question when they hear something like this, because I know what I used to think when I used to hear shit like that. I'm like, man, whatever, that shit bullshit. That's too much work to try to understand that. Like, I'm, you know, these bills on my ass, you know, my baby mama, baby daddy on my ass, my kids on my ass. I don't have time to fucking understand where I'm at in this world, where I need to be, and mentally, like, be able to, like, enhance myself.
Right.
So there's so many resources with effort that you can find to be able to get yourself into an emotionally stable place.
Right.
And a place to where even if this person irritates the fuck out of me, I'm not gonna let them bring this side out of me.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is something that can be taught, or this is something you gotta go through?
You gotta go.
And
Yeah, I was
learn.
gonna say, I think
I was gonna say
that's-
something
so
you
there
gotta
you go.
learn.
And I'm gonna break it down what I said earlier. You have two different ways. You can be aware or egoic. The egoic mind's gonna be like, I'm waiting for something outside of me to bring what I'm looking for.
Right.
That's
Instead
the
of
egoic mind.
actually
Yeah, I'm
going
waiting for
through
somebody
it.
to tell me what's the truth instead of learning to develop a sense of discernment, because that shit is real, to
Right.
where you're able to confirm the truth within.
Right.
Everything is about self. So when you're aware, you develop so much within self that you know that it's not necessarily one source, one person that can teach me. There is a bunch of experiences that I've been through
That you
that's
can learn.
confirming that this is the lesson I was supposed to learn.
Yeah.
And you have to have enough mental fucking
To
awareness.
know that this is a lesson that you need to learn instead of keep
This is a lesson I've
going
been through before.
Right.
And
I
like,
know
if
better.
Right, exactly. If I've been through this lesson before and I'm still going through it again, that means I didn't pass it
I
last
ain't
time.
pass it,
But this
yeah.
time I'm past it.
Yeah.
Like, separate, to be able to be financially stable, you have to separate society
Right.
from nature.
Right.
Society wants you to be something. Society wants you to
Be a certain
to be a
way.
machine, to not ask questions, to do, to indulge,
Right.
to pleasure.
Right.
Nature is going to require you to be.
Yeah.
To be what we're all looking for. The reason why we chase money, the reason why we chase items, the reason why we chase like wealth is because we think that it's going to give us the gratification that our natural self is like thirsting for. Our natural
Right.
self, which is our essence, who we are, everything that you experience. Because if y'all, if you're in church, like, they'll tell you that
Right.
we're here for experience, like you're here having a human experience.
Right.
You need to unpack that more and understand what that means. That means go into your natural self. And when you're in your natural self, you're your best self. When you say I'm looking for the best version of myself, that's you trying to go to your natural self. Your natural
Yeah.
self understands what you need to do. It's just too hard to be your natural self in
Yeah.
a society
Yeah,
that's
because,
doing
yeah,
everything to
yeah.
go against your nature.
And then for so long you haven't been your natural self, so it's like having to.
It doesn't feel
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it feels, because when they say that because a lot of us are unaware, that word conscious and unconscious, you need to take that shit literal.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're unconscious, you can still be, but you don't know where you're at.
Right.
When you're conscious, you like, okay,
I
shit.
know
and
what's
when
going
you're for real, I
on.
know where I'm going on, and shit, we behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you conscious, you can be conscious at any race can be conscious. But when you black and you get conscious, you like, shit, nigga, we way far back.
Yeah.
They've been playing with us. These niggas went from, you know how the phrase was saying, don't play checkers with a chess place. These niggas got us playing Connect Four. These niggas got us. Dang, when you become
He
aware,
said
you
we
look.
playing Connect
we
Four,
playing
y'all.
we playing Connect Four.
Yeah.
And we like destroying each other. Like, bro, every nigga want to be only that one nigga.
Yeah.
And I used to be one of them too. I'm like, okay, I used to use the phrase like, I'm that nigga, right? Like, we all guys like that. No, I kind of changed that to be like, no, I'm one of them ones, because it's not, nothing is about
It's
like,
a lot of ones.
it's a
Yeah.
lot of ones. The word, like, literally, you unpack the words, all these words have literal meanings. The word universe comes from unity. Everything is about connecting, like, balancing. Nothing will ever be about yourself. This is why
Right.
you see all the celebrities that we worshipped.
Yeah.
We worshipped our grandparents, whatever. These niggas, you look at the average crash out of these celebrities and everything, these niggas don't live long.
Yep.
And they sure don't live a happy. Look at
Yeah.
all the celebrities that our
Right.
kids
We
were talking about
all
this.
listen, all the
Yeah.
celebrities that our kids look up to right now, which these celebrities are at another breed. These niggas are completely
Listen.
like, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas are
Yeah.
driving the boat straight to where the Titanic crashed at.
Crash
They driving
type
the
shit.
boat. Now look at them. They crash out. Look at the celebrities that we looked up to.
Yeah.
Them niggas crashed out. These niggas are all crashed out. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't ever want to be able to. I mean, I would never want to kind of be on that stage, on that level, and have to deal with the things that they had to deal with. Like for real, like one of the things I used to be when used to kind of like think when I was a kid is like I'm looking at Nickelodeon, I'm looking at Disney Channel, I'm looking at the Kids Choice Award, looking at these niggas getting slimed, winning prizes. Like, man, oh my gosh, like why? Like, why can't I live like these niggas? And then you watch the shit like Quiet on the Set and shit like this and understand and you unpack the truth of the life.
Look at what's his name? Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown crashed all of them. It's not just a small number.
Yeah.
It's not it's all.
Now, do you feel like that is a result from having to live up to a society's standards?
Absolutely.
And trying to fight your natural self.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At
because,
this point.
Yep. So, like, your existence, our existence it's not, when you live in an egoic mind, you think that everything is what it is, what you see.
Right.
But when you become aware, you understand that there's so many perspectives to the same type of situation. There's so many perspectives.
Right.
There's so many different perspectives to nothing is just it is
one
what
way.
It is. We live in the plane of duality. Everything has an opposite. Everything has everything has a different layer to its existence, right? And so when it comes to, hey, is this what we're looking at? I'm trying to find the right words to be able to convey this message, but it's like, okay, is what I'm seeing accurate? What I'm experiencing accurate? I heard of the phrase before, never ever like believe anything you hear and only 50% of what you see.
Yeah.
Like that shit is deep.
Yeah.
Because even when you see what you see, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's not. And so kind of piggybacking off what I said with, kind of idolizing these people and idolizing celebrities that we have, looked up through over the years, that these people have us going into society. They have us going into, like, they want us to be just, hey, you live and you die. Every experience is just going to be about me being, fulfilling my desires, which is against nature. To be real, like, fulfilling desire, fulfilling pleasure is going against nature.
Wow.
Now, if we want to, like, just simplify everything without going into depth, we're not looking for fucking money. We're not looking for items. We're looking for a feeling. We're looking for a feeling, gratification. We're looking for a feeling, and we think that it's in this, this, and this, and so we're easily steered in the wrong direction. We're easily steered in the wrong direction because we're blind, because we love these celebrities. But when you start knowing the truth, you become aware, you understand who's pulling the strings. You understand, oh shit, this is why this happened. Then you start following the breadcrumbs, and then you find out who you are. I'm not talking about me as an individual. When I say who, I'm talking about us together. And then you start learning, and you're like, oh shit, everything I'm doing every day has nothing to do with where I gotta go.
Right.
Yeah, everything I'm doing every day is actually making me go back. It's making me like go further away from that feeling I felt when I was a kid. If you had a somewhat decent childhood, you understand, boy, we ain't got that feeling back as a kid since we grew up. Why? Why is that? It was like, they would tell us it's because we grown up, we're grown. No, it's because we start going towards society. And when we're kids, we're in our nature. We're natural. We are whatever we came out, and we kind of like closer to our natural state as much as possible. Society is going to have you, and you have to understand what society, separate what society is, and understand what your nature is. Your nature is hidden.
So what do you feel like that all of this kind of means to you?
Well, that's a real good, tough question. What it means to me personally?
Yeah, because I mean, I guess we're kind of talking about what everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, what does this mean for you personally?
If I say what it means for me personally, that's me operating in like my egoic mind, because that means I'm making everything else about me. What does it mean that I can be for everybody else? Is a pillar. It means that I can be a resource. We don't have that much in this community. I'm not trying to be something to where like a fucking idol. We're not supposed to be idols. We're not supposed to look at idols. I'm trying to be a resource.
Right.
I'm trying to be like a safety net for people that's not even close to me. Because because there are a lot of people that kind of think the way that I think. What happens when you have in a city full of, let's just say 300,000 black people, what if you had just 50,000 black people that's on the same type of, like, okay, I'm gonna be a resource. I'm gonna stop giving myself so much, and I'm gonna spread that out.
Right.
Then we make a healthier environment for the next generation that comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about like our kids, right? And I'm gonna
So
break
more
that
or
shit.
less, it's about education.
Yes,
and teaching.
exactly. Knowledge is worth more than
Right.
money.
Okay.
Knowledge is worth more than money.
Exactly.
Understanding where you are is worth more than money, because money can't take you to the next level.
Yeah.
All y'all go
Right.
everybody
But
go to
that's
church.
but
You
that's
believe
what
in God.
society.
For society was saying,
Yeah,
do it right now,
yeah,
be right now.
yeah.
Just hurry up and get $10,000 so
where-
you can go here.
Yeah.
No. I still don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
I still, for real. And so what it means for me, as I said, is what I can be. Because when you start, as I said, like I say this a lot, is that I can only speak from a masculine perspective, a man perspective. And in every masculine man, they either want to protect or build. Literally, absolutely. Like what else is it to do here? Like, I'm not trying to, have fun every fucking day. I'm only speaking for the masculine men. I'm not talking, because a lot of, we both know this, that a lot of men operate in femininity and a lot of women operate in masculinity.
Yeah.
And so we're confused
Yeah.
as a community.
We are.
But when you actually, you kind of get on your course, you start going towards your nature, then you understand what you need to do.
Yeah.
That feeling will confirm that. It's like, okay, well, my feelings are confirming
where
this.
I'm
It's the
supposed to be
truth
at.
that's within you telling yourself. It's like, well, I've reached certain levels in life that many of us will consider a successful life. And so I've been there and I've experienced it. And if I'm able to experience it at those levels and understand that that ain't it, and trust me when I say, like, hey, it's not all what it seems. They
Yeah.
lied to us. Everything is a fucking lie. Like, I'm not trying to
I mean,
fucking...
that's where social media.
Social media was it's a tool of destruction. That's literally what it is. When
Yes.
if anybody can agree to this, if you on a road to a fucking self-development, self-enhancement, social media is the worst thing you can
think
possibly
about it.
fucking
Let's
do.
go back to before we had social media. How was life? You know what I
It
mean?
felt a lot more natural. We was
Exactly.
all with our cousins.
Yeah.
We was all with our people, with our
Yeah.
family.
But
now
this
think
is,
about it.
this is us.
All the time.
This
And
is
it's
our
hard not to be,
kids.
because think about like when and I had to be able to like really go into depth into knowledge to understand why the fuck are we always on these phones? Like why and we can't help it. Well, because I told you we live in a plane of duality. You have your body, you have the flesh. You also have like your spirit, your soul, your natural. And every day, if you lost and you unaware, you're at a conflict.
Right.
You're at a conflict. I'm at a conflict. I'm at a conflict. I'm gonna stop talking to y'all if y'all niggas on y'all phone.
See, no,
Y'all
we
get up
no,
out of
because,
it.
because we have our people that or whatever, and like we don't want to interrupt you, so
But we have to, yeah.
My bad.
No,
Shit,
you
my
good.
bad.
No,
but like, don't think
no,
we're not
keep-
paying
yes.
Shit,
attention.
I'm just saying, like,
we
bro,
hear
listen.
you. No, but what we.
I'll be honest with you. All right, guys.
But I feel like it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse.
What's gonna
Like,
get worse?
us having the whole
I just
social
everything
media,
is
the phone,
we're the worst.
But you're right. That goes back to
We
of course
as
we
a
need to
people,
teach.
bro, we are at the
Where-
worst state we ever been.
Yeah.
Worst state that we ever been.
right.
Like
I
literally.
agree.
Because everybody wants to be like
Everybody wants to be there, willing to
Society, yeah.
fucking, and that's only in our community.
Yeah.
Every nigga will willing to kill you to say he the man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, bro. When I was growing up, and when I say growing up, I'm talking about into my mid-20s because I'm still growing up right now, right? And so I know that I thought that feeling that I was chasing a feeling, but that society told me it was get $1 million.
Yeah.
It was getting 500, 600, 700,000. Well, when you do enough self-development, when you do enough self-enhancement, you don't give a fuck about no $1 million. You get about you. The only thing you care about is what you have done, what you're going to do, and what you're willing to die to do. Because nothing else matters, bro. Everybody want to talk. You know why most people go to church on Sunday? Because they feel bad about all the other 6 days that they've been here. Niggas will fuck up 6 days and think it wash away on the 7th day. No, that's not true.
No, I don't agree with that statement. I feel like sometimes it's like going back to school. Sometimes some people go back to school for more education and just
when
another
I speak on that, I'm not
guide.
talking about all. I know that you're talking about from like your perspective, and I'm be honest with you. I'm not. I'm talking about as a collective, as a majority. We all grew up in church.
Right.
We did. We all grew up in church, and we know that's where you find some of the ugliest people at. Literally at the ugly. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not calling out a religion or anything.
Yeah.
Religion is good for people.
Yeah.
To some people, if you understand it, right, and not be able to be deceived so easily. But what I'm basically saying is that people think that one day is going to erase the 6 days of inconsistency, of not being consistent with the same spiritual practices that you go in there for 2 hours with. No, like this is very real.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and I'm testing. I'm not like a guy to just be like completely, oh, I'm spiritual, blah, blah. No, I'm a nigga in the corporate world. My everyday handles is in the corporate world. I've been doing this shit since I was 22. And I have enough battle experience to understand both. Like I understand like that successful life. I've been there. And it's not a place that I desire anymore. Like that's not what I desire at all.
Yeah.
I desire literally to be effective. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm not trying to get a bunch of money. I'm trying to be effective. Anybody that knows me personally, anytime that I came up on a big check, nigga, it was, bro, everybody lit. Everybody, like, I'm not talking about going out to the party and all this other shit. All right, you need this, boom, boom. You need this, let's go, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine if we had a bunch of those. We'll have a community to where, like, you know, black people don't have to worry about going to a bank and, like, just kind of the criteria is a little bit more rigorous than regular.
Yeah.
You know, just worrying about depending on other societies to be able to lift us up and financially empower us. This is what I mean. Like, you got to understand this shit before you can even understand how to operate in the financial world.
Yeah.
To operate, because the financial world is a fucking graveyard. If you don't know where you're going, you can have money and not have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have enough knowledge, nigga, you can make money, do whatever you need it to do.
Yeah.
And then you can focus on your natural self, because that's where we all trying to go.
Yeah.
Like we all know, we all know we going somewhere after this, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody know we going somewhere. So why do we act like that shit? We'll get there we'll cross that bridge when we get there. No, that's why we're in the state that we're in right now. It's because we keep saying we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Like why do, and this is, we all know this. Why black people only talk about politics every 4 years? Every 4 years is the only time we debating and going against, because we're emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Why do we only talk about politics every 4 years?
Yeah.
Nah, because we are basing off something that has to do with our life directly off emotions and versus evidence. If you are any type of awareness, you know that you in politics every single year because it affects you.
Yeah.
It affects you. So when like right now, we're at an all-time conflict amongst our own community, like, which is good. This friction is good because it's time to separate. Like, you got people that just will not fucking just pay attention and care about the collective versus their self. They only care about their emotion. They only care about what they feel. Oh, well, that's my opinion. Bro, fuck that opinion when these kids are dying.
Right.
Fuck that opinion when we all broke. When I say we all broke, it's because we all broke. Like, we all broke to these higher level communities because we refuse to, like, work together as a collective.
You're right, though.
Yeah.
For real.
Because if you think about it, a lot of these, like, other cultures, they'll go and buy a store.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the family works there until they can get another one. And then somebody else takes over. And
They
then
also
just
understand the financial world. Like, let me tell you something.
Asian.
Real quick knowledge. What a lot of these people do, and this is hitting in their culture, is that they will come over here. They will work. and pay a shitload of like operate a business, and they will sacrifice 1 year and pay a bunch of taxes.
Yeah.
Why would they pay taxes? Why pay more taxes than what they were supposed to?
Yeah.
I'm talking about $50,000-$60,000
Right.
in taxes, because they would say that they made $600,000.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do with that if you didn't make $600,000, but you paid $600,000 worth of taxes? You think the government cares that you pay more taxes than the money you earn? Fuck no. Well, what can you do with that? I can leverage that to a bank, and the bank says this is my revenue, and I made $600,000 last year, and so now I got $300,000 in a loan that I can make something shake with.
Yeah.
Power that, you pair that up with knowledge. Now I'm effective.
Yeah.
Now I'm being effective.
Yeah.
Now I can be, and when you step into that,
And that's our issue is I don't want to take that L and take that 1 year and pay $25,000, $50,000 in taxes. You know what I'm saying?
you ever heard of somebody like the other? They all have sayings. They have phrases. They live in different worlds than us.
Yeah.
We live in the world, and the people that's living at the top is living on our necks and our bottom. For real, I'm talking about the people that's in our community. You know, these are just short-term glorifications versus, you know, other communities. How can you be that nigga when you only at the top of the bottom of the class?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you start unpacking a lot of, when you start getting that knowledge, you start unpacking like shit. Would y'all even know that black people ran the world for a long time? Recently.
Yeah.
Forever almost. You would never know that because we only talk about
But
what
it's
we've
like,
been through in the last 100 years.
At what point did it get overturned?
This is when you start doing that self-knowledge, because you start to, if I tell you what I know, your mind is going to automatically reject it. But if you go find what you feel is missing, then you will be able to confirm that within yourself.
Right.
You'll be like, this is when it overturned. The history that they were teaching us in school is completely wrong. And if they're willing to teach us wrong history, what else is a lie?
What else
well,
is
then
a
you
lie?
start unpacking everything. Everything is a fucking lie.
Yeah.
So even your identity is a lie. Well, why do we keep celebrating only 100 years worth of history when we got digging to do?
Right.
Till you start every century that you keep digging, the more you become empowered. You like, oh shit, these niggas lied to us about everything. What does it have to do with my financial awareness? Well, then you're able to unpack enough lies to start finally seeing the truth.
Yeah.
You're able to pack, oh, this is the lie, this is the lie. Well, why? And I'm about to go there right now. I'm about to go. I don't give a fuck who feel about it.
Go
Bro,
there.
this is exactly why we're in a fucking political issue that we're in right now. Like, if you are literally, and mind you, I'm saying this right now, I'm not voting either way. I'm not voting anymore. I voted every single fucking year.
Yeah.
When you fucking understand enough truth, you feel like, oh, this shit is completely meant to literally just emotionally enrage you instead of being effective. I'm not a Trump fan at all. I'm not. The only aspect I like about Trump is that he raw with it. He raw with it. He gonna tell you in your face, like, hey, this ain't for you. You can participate if you want to, but we're not doing this to like emotionally entitle you.
Yeah.
Then you have the other side that's been using y'all. Let me give y'all a real hard fucking point, all right? This is a real controversial point, right?
Don't bring up, who you gonna bring up?
No, I'm gonna bring up a point,
Let me put
not a person.
let me put my mic close to
Let me
my
put
mouth.
a point. So if they amended us for slavery, what is the ask from us? Reparations, right? Y'all heard that word
Right.
being thrown around, right? Like, okay, if you literally, reparations, if you gave every family, let's just say on the low end, 50,000, right? It's a start. It's good, like, right? It's good. They can do that. If y'all know how much money's been pushed out of here, how much taxes, all this shit on a yearly basis, you'll be able to put the numbers together. When you understand finance, you're able to put the numbers together. 50,000, every black family. Oh, we amended slavery. We got reparations, right? That's what you can ask for. Things you can ask for, because we don't ask for this type of shit. That would be on a scale, I'm being conservative, 30 billion. That's a lot of money to y'all? Y'all feel like it's a lot of money?
For the world?
Just, do you feel like 30 billion is a lot of money in a general sense?
I could use a little more. I'm just
30
30
billion. What
billion.
would that mean if you gave every black family 50 million, if we use a conservative number, would 30 billion be satisfied? Right? Let's just confirm.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Right. So, everybody that is literally like, I'm voting for this fucking party, this fucking person who's in office right now that has given $200 billion for issues that have nothing to do with you, your well-being, what happened to you in the past, have nothing to do. 200 billion. This has been happening for a long time. 200.
So, question. So, do you feel like, because Vincent said it's your choice, and if you want to go backwards, do you? Living with no freedom of choice. So, let's say slavery comes back.
Right.
And because of our skin color, we have no freedom, and we have no choice. Do you feel like your vote, no matter what anybody's vote, wouldn't matter? It's going to happen regardless?
Yes, because presidents are selected, not elected.
Right.
Absolutely. This is already predetermined. Like, this is literally, and if you collect enough evidence and you've been in politics for more than just a year that the election year is telling you to, then you understand what's going on. Why the hell are we still in the same spot that we've been in since our families are worse off since the civil rights movement? For real, like, our families are fucked up. Everybody.
We're going to send you to Vincent. I'm going to tag him in the
Grant
post.
said, I'll die before I come up.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Listen, that's exactly what I was about to say. What you're saying right now is not logical at all. It's not logical. There's no way you can put black people back in slavery.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can put black people in slavery. There's too many people like me. There's too many people like you. There's too many people that will die for their kids. We're already at a level to where we're in slavery right now. Yeah. But slavery is psychological. We're in psychological slavery. Yeah. But you're talking about more of like a primitive slavery, which is you're a slave, I'm your boss, and you do this, and I'll do that. No, we do that right now, unconscious. Like, we're not conscious. Like, we go to all that. I don't give a fuck how much money you making. You feel like a slave going into that fucking office. You feel like a slave. You're like, man, shit, I don't want to do this. I'd rather clean this fucking house than go to work. I don't care how much money I'm getting paid. Right? I promise you, that's real. You can't put a black nigga back in slavery because we all rather die than to be able to do that. We all are way too emotionally like charged to be able to do that, and we're like, there's that, like, physically, in a physical manner, it's impossible to go back to slavery. They'll just kill us before that. It wouldn't make any sense. But we're a slave right now. We're a machine. This is what I'm going to my point about 200 billion, right? 200 billion to another country in the last 2 years. When this person is saying, I'm going to do that for you. No, you can do a lot from what I've seen. You can do a lot from what I've seen right now. You can do a lot. But it's not going to happen because to them, that's not our place. Our place is to be the machine. Everything that we're in is in, like, this is a machine, and we're the wheels that's making it turn. Right. And, like, I hate that for us. I hate that. I don't care if I, like, nigga, be mad at the messenger, kill me, whatever, blah, blah. But it's the truth. I don't want our sons and our daughters to continue this unaware fucking shit that we're in. Like, we are if this place is a bike, nigga, we're the fucking pedals. Niggas stepping on us, riding on us. You know what I'm saying? Riding on us. And we're checking ourselves. We're governing ourselves. Like, that's not a good thing, because when people try to stand up and say shit and the truth, then you got people that never use their energy to empower, enlighten, or dig. These people are using to point out flaws in your message. These niggas will find the smallest flaw on you right now just to stop your message. Your message can be 98% true.
They rather beat you down than
because and that's a subconscious wiring. That's society is at a very, very high level of intellect to be able to dissect that shit. To reverse engineer society right now, you got to get in them books. Ain't no fucking way. You got to get, ain't no TV. TV is a fucking program.
So tell me this, because you have kids, right?
I have kids.
Like, you got, what, 10, right?
Girl, stop playing with me.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But now, do you allow your kids to be on devices, tablets? Do they have TikToks and things of that nature? You know,
let me tell you where we at, and the reason why that I'm so emotionally kind of like passionate about this shit is because as much as we think this shit is away from us, this shit is at our front door. And what I mean by that is that me as a man, I want a lot of things for my kids. I have wanted a lot of things for my kids. I don't have that much control as I would like, for sure, because society,
exactly.
you know, society will literally put us off balance, for sure. It's like, you know, my perspective and what I know as a man is not going to coincide with their mothers. And I'm not finna get on this shit. And, you know, both of my children mothers, we have had back and forth for sure, but I know what's effective and ineffective, and I'm not gonna speak anything negative on them because
I was gonna say don't, cause
what? I don't need to be told that. I'm just not, because I try to be as optimistic as possible. And even though we all have, like, I've been in extreme emotional distress, like kind of going back and forth with the co-parenting with both of my children's mothers. Like, the thing that matters to me most that could actually destroy me is something that happened to my children. Yeah. Who's protecting them all the time, majority of the time? Their mother. So I have to make sure that I'm able to just appreciate that aspect that, man, as much as I get so pissed off, so angry, and so, like, just, you know, mad about the situation as far as, like, not having as much control as I would like, I still gotta appreciate, like, like, not society, but just, like, they're safe. My kids are, they're very well protected by both of their mothers. Regardless, even if they're overprotecting them, they're protecting them, and that's all that matters. They'll, like, when time comes, which I think my place in little girls' life, they both little girls, is to be able to protect them when they're out here by themselves, when they're grown, when they're 18, 19, 20, like, I can be in a place to where not only am I able to protect them financially, physically, Do
you feel like at that age they're already adapted
to society?
That frontal lobe?
Yeah, and that's a chance they have 100%. But nothing's gonna be easy. Everything's gonna be challenging. That's the point of even developing skills to be able to maneuver through that. I'm having to maneuver it right now, but it's maneuvering. Like, I'm gonna have to maneuver through their wiring, because that's a very good question. Is because when they're 18, 19, 20, or whatever, like,
because at that point you've already been embedded. You've already learned those things.
But you also, if they're bad traits, you're gonna run into a brick wall.
But now you are, but back to what we said, until you learn and relearn and relearn and relearn, then finally you get past that hurdle.
Right, exactly. Now, imagine
at that
not
age,
a lot of us have that opportunity to keep learning. The goal in a job is to create enough people to create a foundation to where our kids and our grandkids can be able maybe hit that wall once or twice, but after that, they own their shit, and you develop a very, like, progressive community like that. Like, if my kids are gonna run into a wall, it's not gonna take them 10 times, because most people in our parents, grandparents, 1 or 2 times can mean death. Yeah. Like, or prison. Yeah. Or 2, 3 kids, and now everything's hard. Now you kind of, like, your effectiveness for everything is very limited, because you got to deal with all the shit from your past. Not stopping your greatness as a person, but you've created such a fucking rigorous path for yourself. It's almost not worth going through, because it's going to just it's too hard, right? That's that's how a lot of us thought.
It's so challenging.
It's so challenging. Now imagine if
society,
enough of us right now do the work, and you're able to experience being a kid 30 years, 3 generations from now. Life going to be completely different. Life will be so much easier. We'll be able to experience what all the rest of the races experience on a unified level. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us experience. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us become rich.
But it has to start somewhere.
It has to start with somewhere.
And someone.
With someone, which we have. We have had a lot of fucking leaders before.
But and I understand that, right? But it needs to be a lot of leaders within a family.
Yes, exactly, which they're called pillars. You need to have enough pillars to hold up the fort. Exactly that. I'm not trying to be that nigga. I'm not trying to be like, oh, everybody listen to me. No, I'm just trying to give, you know what I'm saying, in my community. Start with whatever, and I'll be fine. Say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Because
paths.
that multiplies.
Exactly. And then you also inspire. You inspire for somebody else to be like, if enough kids thought it was cool to do the work and like to grow up to be a foundation, because young men, how they react off what the women like.
Right.
For real, that's natural, our natural
Yeah,
state. When
yeah.
we're kids, the women have the power.
Yeah.
Because we would do anything to impress y'all.
To make a girl like
Now,
that.
right now, most of them like, you need to, nigga, you need to fucking drive a Dodge Arts Challenger. You need to do donuts.
Yeah,
You need to fucking do the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? For us to like
Yeah,
you. That's
yeah.
what get the woman now, right? That's what we do. But when we get older, the woman wants to be stable, and she's looking for a man that can be a provider.
Yeah.
Then
And
she will
that is
submit to
because
him.
now the woman is maturing and it's like, oh, them chains and all that other shit, cars and shit don't matter. I need a foundation.
Yeah, when you get, but then
So now
who ball
it's
is
cool.
it? But who ball is it in that court in at that point? Because now the guys at that point, this is why we have a lot of conflict, is because now the guy at that point is a value. A lot of women won't really care how a man look after they get a certain age, just as long as they can provide them a foundation.
Right.
Just as long as they can provide them stability, because that's nature.
Right.
That's natural.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's natural. Y'all, the ball's in y'all court when we're young. When we're older, the ball's in courting a man. And right now in our community, we're using that as leverage. We're fucking each other up. We're
Yeah.
like, nah, you know, we don't have no families.
Yeah,
At all.
we
There's
don't.
no family,
We
so we don't have no
don't.
forts. We don't have no armies. We don't have any of that.
And
so this is why I say I'm not coming here to preach financial literacy, even though I know an extensive level of financial knowledge. It does not fucking matter if
Yeah.
you don't understand what the fuck we need to do in order to operate with this type of weapon.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, if you take a kid straight out of high school with no fucking training and you like, hey, you're going to war, and you put, you put an AR in his hand, they ain't gonna know what to do with that shit.
Right.
He don't know what to do with that weapon. He don't know how to use that. Nigga gonna be shooting dirt more than he's shooting anything, right? Well, that's the same shit. Like, if you can't handle the financial shit, I'm not gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I'm not. And so that's why it's important for me with where I'm going after this. Like I told you before, like, I was just playing about the fee shit, but I'm just not doing no like one-off podcast. I've already have everything in the foundation, so I've been planning this for 2 years. This was just a perfect opportunity for me to, get my beat wet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The real
Yeah.
talk, the real shit. And I'm thankful, I'm grateful for real, and so like I'm taking this extremely serious. I take this shit more serious than
I
my
see you very
financial success.
passionate,
Yeah, more serious than my financial success in this in the path that society told me, because I still got to live a society, like still live in society.
Yeah.
Everything is a balance. Learn how to operate and live in society, not survive, but be balanced in society. But also every single day is just micro step back towards my nature, because that's where I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to fucking like go to no fucking mansion. What's a fucking, if you ever been, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to cap or anything. I'm not trying to boast, but I do live in a $500,000 house right now. And before I got it, I know what I thought it was versus when I did get it and how I felt. I'm like, bro, no way I need all this fucking space.
Yeah.
No way that this shit make me happy.
Right, you ain't got no roaches. I ain't seen no roaches or nothing.
Roaches, girl, that house was built in 2008.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's clean. That's what I'm saying. It's clean. It's
As
clean.
fuck. But it also don't mean it adds no fucking accolades. But people, like, we live in a society where optics matter.
Yeah.
People care about what you have and what you have done.
Wow.
So these things do help me on my mission.
Makes you look better.
Yeah.
Like, bro, exactly. It does, because, and I'll be honest with you, it says this in every, I'm not even gonna go there. But listen.
Go there.
No.
Go
It's
there.
a whole nother fucking level. It would be me going, like, staring off of the point. This is something that I don't even want to talk about publicly. I talk about this in more intimate settings with people. I don't talk about this on a public stage. Not everybody's mind is ready to handle, like, the complete, in-depth truth of everything. And I don't have the urge or need to want to fucking explain that. But what I will explain is what we all know, and set that roadmap out, because like we all like moving in place, because we ain't never gonna be able to move to the next level unless we do it unified. Unified. We never, ever. And the enemy is the people that's within the community that refuse to join in on the collective mission.
Right.
The collective mission is not so much worry about my satisfaction, worry about like the next person's like the entirety of the group, because you get a unexplainable satisfaction when you start helping out the collective. Most people most people ain't they haven't gone down that path to be able to know what it's like to help out a group full of people and get that fucking feeling. You was like, damn, this shit feels insane. This is,
it's better
you know what I'm saying? This is for real. Exactly. You think the $1 million is gonna give you that feeling, but no, nigga, you do some selfless shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit will give you that $1 million feeling. That's what we're looking. We ain't looking for $1 million. We're looking for $1 million feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look for that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get $1 million, because that $1 million, let me show you how deep into depth that I do have. I've fucking penetrated so far into the financial world. I can fucking base down the physical concept of the dollar that you hold in your fucking hand. Like, look at that fucking dollar. Look at all the symbolic shit. You never think about asking about, what is this? Like, what is this? Why? It's all these symbols and all this shit. All of it means something.
Yeah.
But then you look on the left side of that dollar and it says this is used as a promissory note. Look at your fucking money. This shit says it's a promissory note. If you know what a promissory note is, it means that I promise to pay. Well, if I promise to pay with this dollar, what the hell is this dollar? Nigga, you are fucking working off. You are, like, if you are, like, this is the deep understanding when you start understanding this shit. The dollar in your hand.
We working off some debt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're working off debt.
Yeah.
You working off,
Promissory
nigga,
note.
off a promissory note. The world that you live in is governed by the laws that you are unaware of. For real, nigga, the world you live in is fucking governed by shit that you are unaware of. And the shit that you are aware of is the shit that pull you towards fucking oblivion.
Right.
A fucking place that's there with temporary happiness and consistent disappointment. That's what we live every single day. We looking for that little small dose of. We all live in a crackhead life.
Yeah.
For real, like, nigga.
Dopamine.
Let me get a little dopamine, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Get
what
that
about when you
high.
feel that, for real, what about when you understand that there's chemical levels to dopamine? Okay, I'm gonna get dopamine this is why, like, I'm really just, like, when I was young, of course, I thought what made me a man is being sexually active with as many women as possible. When you get older, you understand the truth of your essence, you be very hesitant about who you lay down with or all this other shit, right? Because it means something. It all goes, who you lay down with even ties into your financial awareness. It does, in every aspect. In every aspect. So I say that to say this, is that
Don't be
being
doing all that
financially
fucking.
aware, make it simplistic. Just be aware. Be aware. That shit, this shit is, financial literacy is something that's only been existent for the last century. Well, the fucking world been here a long time before that.
Yeah.
So what did it mean to be successful before that?
Yeah.
The nature, your natural self. You operate in that masculine form. When you a man, when you're a real man, you operate in fucking masculine form. You don't care about your reputation anymore. Only thing you care about is your effectiveness.
Yeah.
I know for sure what I did yesterday. Nigga, you ain't gonna know unless I publicize it.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm gonna care about publicizing it is if I'm in an egoic mind state. But if I'm in a conscious mind state, I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I don't care what the fuck you tell me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I know what the fuck I just did for this. And this shit is a fucking stepping stone for me to keep going to the next level, spiritually. Spiritually, because spirit control your emotion, and emotion controls your body. This is why even I refer a lot of things to Christianity in its rawest form, because it was good for structure at that point, in its rawest form. And it says that our battle is against our flesh. Well, when you able to pair that scientifically, it 100% is. Your body is something is different than you. I'm gonna leave it at this, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm not just saying this on some hocus pocus shit. I'm
Yeah.
saying this fucking neurologically. Like, your body is what we call a sector of our brain, the amygdala. Your conscious is your cortex. Scientifically, if your ass literally want to know how to be more disciplined, there's steps there neurologically that you can take in order to put your spirit in charge over your flesh. And what that is that I need to develop my cortex to where it's over my amygdala, because the amygdala is in charge of dispersing chemical hormones on its own. So this is why we get anxiety when we shouldn't have anxiety. This is why we feel fearful when shit that we really know that we need to do, because your cortex is taking a back seat to your amygdala. Well, when your cortex is in charge and you develop it to where it's controlling majority of your brain function, then you're able to, like, your brain automatically, neurologically, my will is in charge versus like my desires. You need to put your will over your desires, because your desires are controlled by your amygdala, and your fucking will is controlled by your cortex. There is steps that you take, and that's why, like, I stopped eating like certain foods and shit like that, because it was doling down. Like, what we eat doles down our fucking brain capacity. It doles down our fucking mind, and it puts our amygdala in control. So our amygdala in control wants to put you into the most safest environment. Your safest environment is at your weakest form. It does not allow you to refine yourself through trial and error. It doesn't allow you to be able to get out there and have enough failures in order to know what it takes to win.
Right.
Your cortex gonna do that shit. Your cortex gonna have your ass running into the wall until you're able to run through the wall. Every single time. Your cortex is gonna allow you to be able to implement, I'm not gonna eat this fat ass cheeseburger. I'm gonna eat this nasty ass salad.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna make me feel better. And the feeling is what I'm chasing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm chasing that feeling. I'm not chasing fucking satisfaction
Taste
on
or-
a small, exactly.
Damn.
When you know, if you can, it's gonna be hard for you to control a lot of things that come at you if you can't even control what comes in your mouth.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
going to Whataburger after this.
Boy, and that shit's so hard.
I'm a ride, but
you learn your brain, you learn your mind, you understand. Like, you can't get in an airplane and not know the fucking controls.
Yeah.
Right? You in this fucking body, and the reason why we keep going in circles because we don't know how to control this motherfucker. Like what you just said, right? And I learned this more on a level of just, as I said, neuroscience. You have the amygdala, you have the cortex. When you learn what you can do, and I learned this by actually implementing it, and if shit fucking works. But then I also understand the part of my brain that controls my habits. That shit called the basil ganglia. It's in the middle of your fucking head. It's like a fucking computer chip in the middle of your head.
Mine broke a little bit.
No, it's not broke. It's just fucking untapped. Like, it's not
Fucked
tapped.
up.
It's running off its own. Right. It's called the.
Make it
Might
work.
need to fucking put a hammer on that motherfucker. Nah, listen. But that shit controls your habits. This is why they say it controls. It takes 3 weeks to implement a habit. It also takes 3 weeks to dismantle a habit. There's science to this shit. That shit, if you do the same thing, all you gotta do is push through it for 3 weeks, and then it becomes natural to you. It becomes effortless. You no longer get anxiety when I have to go to the gym. You no longer get real distracted when you gotta go to the gym. You just know you have to go to the gym. This is part of my day. You eat good because you know what it's gonna allow you to keep doing. Versus allow you versus that small gratification. This is where the science of instant gratification comes from versus delayed gratification. Things fucking is the world of difference. Delayed gratification give you those real fucking peer level, that fucking Colombian cocaine of dopamine, you know, versus that cheap ass stepped on.
Because you done worked hard.
You done worked
for
hard in your
so long.
Let's
And
think about it,
then-
Serena, when you got, you know, and I'm just using this off a reference that I can possibly relate to you with. When you got your realtor license,
Yeah.
I know you worked for that.
Yeah.
So when you got that shit, you was like, fuck, I really haven't experienced a dopamine level of this. I want to see what that shit
And
tastes
that
like
was
again.
cool, but my first sale was like, God damn, this is why I came here.
Different, another level.
Right.
Stepping
Now,
stones.
don't get me wrong, the money was like, okay, finally. But it was the the helping somebody and then actually say,
You like that?
You helped me buy a house and I didn't know I could buy one. That's where I was like stuck. That's what I chase. Helping
And
somebody.
you didn't even know that until you actually
Right.
did it, right?
Right.
So just think about a lot of things that we don't know because we haven't did yet. Like we think that all of our experiences
Well,
are
our
unique.
issue is nobody wants to work for shit no more.
Not only nobody want to work for them, everybody think that they got the answer. A nigga can be living on a 2-story box, and a nigga think he got all the answers to everything. A nigga could made a million mistakes and think he knows everything and don't have enough humility to be able to like,
Say,
all right, this nigga know what he talking about.
ain't working,
Let me see,
yeah.
and I'll be like, I've been that person. Like then I gained a level of maturity. It was like, instead of like hating and thinking that this person think they know what they like, you know,
Maybe
people
they-
like they think they know
yeah.
everything. They think blah blah. Like, nigga, that's the weakest type of nigga to say. If that shit come out your fucking mouth, then that's fucking weak. Because as a man, you supposed to know as much as possible.
Right.
For real, as a fucking aware person, not just a man. I'm only speaking, and I say man because that's the only perspective I can speak from. But I'm pretty sure as a woman too, my job is to fucking be as aware as possible.
Right.
Right? So when a nigga say, oh, he think he know everything, that's weak. That's simp behavior. That's beta male shit. You know what I'm saying? And so my job is to know as much as possible. I don't care about nothing else. I want to know as much as possible.
Right.
And so that's what I'm going to fucking do. And when you know, you fucking know. And when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Right. When
you know better, you fucking do better. You don't blame nobody for any of that shit.
You blame yourself. Being self-aware. Oh, Rodney, it's so nice having you on the show.
Oh.
Did you see his battery just turned off?
Right.
Did you see
It
that?
did, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I started getting real. No, I get amped up.
Your
Anybody know me? I
energy
get
was
amped
coming
up. I
out.
start going deep.
Oh, we know.
And
We
then
heard
I'll start
you.
going into shit that I don't want to go on the public platforms
Well,
because
we
I'm
not
just
gonna-
naturally just going. You know, we had a conversation off this type of this shit before, and I will go, especially if I start drinking. Start drinking, boy, I'm gonna spill
I
all
got
the
some
truth.
crown in the car.
No,
We can
no,
sit
not
on the
doing
steps.
that because-
we gonna sit on the steps with the people outside,
But
and we
them
gonna
people
talk.
outside sleep. They live in a dream.
They done hunched and went to sleep.
For real, but I start going into things that's not meant for, you know, public ears. It's not. It's for it's for intimate settings for sure. More of a like-minded situation. And so when you on
Dim
public,
the lights.
It's not
the
that
TV is-
intimate, ho.
No, I was thinking of more.
Nasty.
No, I was not thinking nasty.
Y'all, thank you
I was
for
thinking
tuning
of like,
in.
get the rocks, dim the light.
No. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Rodney, thanks for coming on. It's always a good show when you come on.
Unfold your
Yeah.
arms. He like, you gonna punch a bitch.
Ooh,
You.
no,
Oh.
no.
Punch her spirit.
For real. And that's what I do every motherfucking
What
day.
is this called again?
Basil ganglia.
Gang.
Gang shit.
Gang. Punch me. Tap me
yeah.
on my gang.
It's in the
gang.
middle of your head. It's like a round
Yeah.
brown ball. Go look at that
It's
shit
mine's
up.
still soft.
It probably is. That shit
All
probably
right,
got
y'all. Every Wednesday we go live.
Friday,
We
big
may be
ass
early.
feet.
We may be late, but we will be here. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you.
Bye.
Peace